Hey everyone, Scott or the Scott Man, and it's been a while since I filmed a Q&A video, about a couple years as a matter of fact. It's way overdue for one. So in the past week I had you guys ask me a bunch of different questions on YouTube or any of my other social media platforms, which of course if you look at my description, I got my links to my website and also Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. Alright, so got a lot of questions this time around. I'll be curious how long this video ends up being. So I'm going to answer all the questions I got from YouTube first, and then I'll move over to Instagram and Facebook, or my public Facebook page. Alright, so we're going to go in for YouTube. So I got my questions on my computer screen over there. So it looks like I'm looking away from the camera like this. You'll know why. Alright, so the first question comes from Ashley Morin, and her question is, what are some trips you have in mind for the next year? Anywhere you haven't been able to go to yet, but are dying to? So kind of like two questions, but yeah. So I think she's referring to this year because there's still a whole lot of 2022 left. So to answer the first question, so this is going to be a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a spoiler alert, but if you're watching this Q&A video, you get to know where I'm going next. I'm planning to go to England in April. Filming some different videos. It's not my first time in England, but I really want to go back to film some new videos for different places and also revisit a couple of old ones too, and basically update the videos that I filmed back in 2015 when I last went there. And then other trips, I don't have anything else planned yet, but I would like to get out to Seattle at some point, also to see the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I know one of my viewers is really wanting me to go out to that area. So that's a possibility. I need to get out to Philadelphia as well too. And also some other international destinations. I really want to go to Portugal, also to Serbia, also love to go back to Slovenia. And would like to get over to Australia at some time too. Probably not this year, but so those are some of the areas that I'm really either looking forward to, would love to go to. So yeah, thank you, Ashley, for your question. So the next question comes from Robert Sitch, a long-time follower of mine. And his question is, do you think you would ever review a restaurant that made the news for bad reasons? It really depends, because I always check the reviews carefully when I look at different restaurants, make sure that, because I want to cover some really good restaurants that I really love to have exposed more to the public, to get more exposure, especially in the past couple of years due to everything that happened in the pandemic. And so it's like I really enjoy promoting their businesses. And when it comes to restaurants with bad reviews, like, I don't really want to go to a restaurant just to taste bad food, because at the same time I'm eating the food too. It's not like I'm taking a bite of bad food like next. So, but now as a restaurant that's had a lot of bad reputation and it's showing maybe a rebound or something, that's showing improvement, that might be a different story, because it might be a way to prove that the restaurant has changed its ways for the better. So that's where I could see doing something like that when it comes to a restaurant that doesn't have as not so good reviews or anything, and that maybe that they're looking to improve. But yeah, thank you very much for your question. And the next questions comes from Highways and Websites, and there's a lot of questions, even some suggestions too. So this one's very long, so bear with me for this one. Hi, my name is Mario. This is my YouTube channel. I film driving videos in the Miami area and throughout Florida. Oh, very cool. Haven't been down to that part of Florida yet. I've only been like in the northern part, like Daytona Beach and Jacksonville. Although Jacksonville just driven through, I haven't really gone to Jacksonville. And also, of course, been to St. Augustine. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, 2 questions and suggestions on the Ohio State Route 109 M52 driving video if you've not filmed it yet, which I have not. Alright, the first question is have you filmed a driving video on any segment of M52? If you had not already filmed it, you should start filming the first segment when you're about to Make a right on Ohio State Route 109 to head north from the US 20 intersection that leads to M52 when crossing the Michigan state line. But first, you should look for and stop at Secor, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Secor Metro Park for filming, which is an attraction near Toledo, Ohio, since there are hiking trails and then navigate to Adrian, Michigan when leaving the park and use the route that heads west on US 20 leading to Ohio State Route 109 and M52 according to the Google Maps suggestions. Adrian has a good downtown area you want to film, and it has two delicious restaurants near downtown Adrian called Shop Restaurant, which serves burgers, and Alpha Coney Island that may be filmed as well for a Travel the Lights video if that's possible. Owasso is a famous Michigan town on M52 that is based on the 2004 Christmas movie, The Polar Express, even though the movie was set in Grand Rapids, and this town even has the real-life Polar Express train ride on the same exact locomotive based on the movie occurring every December. The north end of M52 is at M46 near Saginaw, and he would make a right direction or right at that intersection to take I75 to head back home to Metro Detroit. That was a long, long question, and of course suggestions too. But yeah, I've not filmed anything on M52 yet, but I definitely would love to film some videos on M52. Although I could see it being like in 4 or 5 pieces because it is a long highway, and especially if I were to include Ohio State Route 109. Because it goes a little bit to the south of the state line, even going down toward the Ohio Turnpike. But yeah, that's definitely not a bad idea though. And then yeah, I definitely will have to take a look at Secor Metro Park to see what it's all about. Although probably not till maybe when it gets warmer because the leaves haven't really grown in the trees yet here in Michigan. At least as I'm recording this video. But yeah, Adrian, Michigan, spoiler alert, there's a video coming up in a week where I revisit Adrian. And I get to go to a restaurant as a part of that. Although I don't go to any of the two. Although I almost consider going to Chop Restaurant because I heard about their burgers. But I went back to my favorite restaurant. They were just called Sauce, which I've been there a few times in the past, including for a previous Travel the Lights video before I switched from Travel the Lights to restaurant tours. And got to enjoy some delicious Italian food, and it was absolutely delicious. But yeah, so yeah, that video will be coming up next week, Monday. So again, if you're watching this Q&A video, you get to find out some upcoming trips and videos. So isn't that exciting? Anyway, so, but yeah, definitely would love to check out the Chomp Restaurant at some point too. And then Owasso, yeah, I had no idea about that when it comes to the movie The Polar Express, mainly because I've never seen that movie before. I don't know, but it was maybe because when that movie came out, I was like 16 years old, so I don't know, I probably had different interests back then, but I almost might have to watch it now, but that's definitely good to know. So yeah, thank you for sharing that information. Second question, have you heard of or been to Secor Metro Park near Toledo, Ohio? So no, this is the first time I've ever heard about it. So thank you very much for mentioning about it. So I'll have to take a look at it. And then the third question, have you heard of and watched the 2004 Christmas movie The Polar Express before? Like I said, this movie has associations with Michigan for the most part. This movie is very amazing, perfectly presented. So as I was saying, I have not seen the movie before, but I might have to take a look at it now, maybe at the next holiday season, like in late 2022. I hope that these questions can be answered when you film the video. So thank you very much for all your questions, Mario. All right, so the next questions comes from Team Dog, who's another longtime follower of mine too. So the first question is, when you get to Atlanta, can you film the following freeways? I-75 from I-285 to the southern terminus of the downtown connector, comma, I-285 from either Georgia Highway 400 to I-85 South or I-75 North to I-75 South, comma, I-20 from I-285 East to I-285 West or Georgia Highway 6, comma, I-85 from I-985 to I-20, and finally, Georgia Highway 400 in its entirety. Well, that's a lot of great suggestions, but yeah, because yeah, I know you've definitely given me a lot of ideas for different driving videos. So, but yeah, not sure when I'm coming down to Atlanta next or driving through Atlanta next, but yeah, definitely will keep these ideas in mind for different driving videos in the Georgia area. So yeah, thank you very much for listing this and listing all of them in this question, so that way have an easy place to look back to find out, oh yeah, I can record a driving video here in Atlanta. So thank you for that question. And then he has several other questions too, so I'll answer those too. Second, have you checked out my mashup via my channel or SoundCloud? If so, what are your favorite parts? Yeah, unfortunately, I've not really had a chance to take a look at that just because I am pretty busy with different things because I do have a full-time day job. I work in IT right now, and of course I do all my different travels when I'm not working, such as not so much in the weekday evenings because usually like editing videos or planning upcoming trips and things like that, but also doing different things on the weekends like travels but yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, so so unfortunately I've not really had a chance to check that out, but I'm sorry about that. All right. Third question, have you ever thought of, instead of getting enough comments from a lot of people who love to see you film I-75 going south, which is my request, meaning his, a lot of people would give one of your videos, like the Houston tour video, 75,000 likes, or that you decide to do said request sooner or later. So basically the question is basically reflecting on a couple things. One, about maybe an idea of if a lot of people either ask or it's like, if this video gets so-and-so likes, I will do this. I've seen different things like that on YouTube too. I have not really considered something like that yet, although it's always a possibility too. Although 75,000 likes, I'm well far away from it. I don't think I even have a single video with that many likes. Let me know if I do and I'm just not seeing it. but yeah. But yeah, there's always a possibility I could always start filming I-75 going south. But yeah, especially there's a lot of people who would love to see southbound. Of course, the only tricky part with filming southbound is that depending on the time of the year, it's like I have to be really careful because the sun can easily get in the way of the filming. But it's definitely something to consider. Because I know for the longest time, I know you suggested about I-75 going from I-94 all the way down to the Michigan-Ohio border. But yeah, it's definitely something I am considering, though. But yeah, I'll have to keep thinking about that one. But okay, fourth question: did you find it funny to see that some of your followers think that it snows in the springtime in Michigan and Ohio when in real time it doesn't? Oh yeah, so yeah, every once in a while, it's like I'll upload a different video because I don't upload videos in real time. Although this one is kind of an exception because this is going up on YouTube a few days after recording this video, so this is kind of a rarity. But most of my videos are always uploaded usually several weeks later. So yeah, sometimes I'll get the comment on my video or YouTube video where it's like December or January or February, and I upload something that I filmed in November and be like, it's not snowing yet in Michigan. Or if I upload a video that I filmed in, let's say, February or March and like late May, it's like, it's snowing in Michigan right now. So it's like, it's kind of amusing, but at the same time, I look at it this way. A lot of people don't really know that videos aren't uploaded in real time or really close to it. I do, at the very end of my videos, I do post the date I filmed the video. But it's hard to see how many people do make it to the end of the video, so it can sometimes be missed. So it's perfectly understandable, so no worries there. Okay, the fifth question, what's your favorite dog breed? It's really hard to say. Got a lot of different dog breeds I really enjoyed. Like I've always enjoyed, like, of course, golden retrievers or Labrador retrievers, and also long-haired chihuahuas are really cool too. Like my mother has a long-haired chihuahua named Sophie, and she is really, really adorable. So those are probably my top three in no particular order. And your last question, have you ever considered doing a collab with Freeway Jim? I have not. To explain who Freeway Jim is, he is a very popular freeway video filmer who has gone all throughout the United States and has filmed many different freeways, kind of like how I do a lot of driving videos. The main difference that he does is that he typically films the videos, unless he's changed things in recent years, but I don't think he has. He does a time lapse on the driving videos on the certain freeways, and he usually has music playing in the background. Where in my case, mine's kind of done without time lapse. It's nothing sped up or anything like that. And of course, I have my own commentary instead of music. But I'm not really sure how we could really do a true collab. To where it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to have him in one of my videos to where he's riding along and we're talking about freeways, especially like in Atlanta, because I think that's where he's from, if I'm not mistaken, unless he moved or something. I haven't seen any of his videos in years, but for me to be in one of his videos, I don't see how I would add to any value because it's mainly done as a time lapse and with music, so it's like you wouldn't really be able to tell I was in it. But definitely an idea though. But anyway, thank you very much for all your questions. All right, so the next questions, or a couple questions, comes from Victoria Benton, excuse me. First question is, would you ever consider doing live videos with chat? It would be really fun to connect with other viewers of your channel. I actually have thought of doing that, although because yeah, there's a couple different things I want to keep in mind too when doing that. One, it's like I have to figure out how I can do it from my camera not real time, but when I'm at a location where I can get like a good signal, like not necessarily Wi-Fi signal, or maybe it could be that, but yeah, it's really hard to say because I know there's been some vloggers online who do like in real life streams where they'll walk around different places, but I don't know, it's with like Wi-Fi or like a portable Wi-Fi adapter, or was like with some or just like a mobile network or something. So I'd have to look more into how that would work, but that would be really cool. And then the other thing I have to keep in mind too is I have to make sure that there's gonna be people watching, but it might have to be something where I would announce ahead of time when I might do like a live stream. And heck, I've even thought about doing a live Q&A at some point, maybe for the next one or something. But yeah, if I were to do like a live stream or something like in real time, I probably would want to announce it so that way I'd be able to have some live audience watching. That way they can comment at the same time. But yeah, definitely it's something I should definitely consider at some point. And the second question is, do you like to cook? And if so, what is your favorite dish to cook? Would you ever do cooking videos? Thank you. Enjoy your channel. Oh, thank you very much. I don't really care for cooking a whole lot, although that might be something I should consider getting into at some point. But so I'm not really a cook or anything like that, despite the fact I film so many different food videos. But cooking videos would be really cool to do. And as a matter of fact, I do have a cooking video, or it was a cooking class I did in Bali in Indonesia back in 2019, which was, can't believe it was like 2.5 years ago already. It was before the pandemic started. And that cooking class was so much fun. It was so much fun to film that. It was with our whole group, so I was able to have help as I was able to get myself in the video too. And then of course get to eat the delicious food afterward. That was one of my favorite food videos I've ever filmed. That was so much fun. But yeah, thank you very much for your questions. Okay, and the next question comes from Adrian Reuter, and she is asking, did any certain YouTubers or people inspire you to create your own travel channel? That's a very good question. So I've had many different influences on my YouTube channel. Like for when my YouTube channel was first starting, which funny enough, it's like I was not getting influence from travel channels because back in 2009, I don't know how popular they were, like especially compared to now. But because I originally did like different travel videos, they weren't that good back then. But yeah, start somewhere. But I wanted to do like different travel videos and provide commentary after watching different videos of video game content. They're called like Let's Plays, where the person plays a video game and commentates to them. So one of my big influences is a YouTuber named Slim Kirby, which he's still doing content to this day, which is really cool. Like even does like streams on Twitch as well. And he was a big inspiration for me to get started with doing something but travel related. I was like, if he can do commentary for video games, I could do commentary for travel. So that's how I got started with that. And then over the years, I've gained a lot of influence from different travel vloggers as well. Of course, I'll mention a lot the ones that I've got a lot of inspiration from, and who are even some good friends of mine too. Like there's Greg Snell, who's a very good friend of mine and a professional videographer and photographer. There's also Brendan Vanson, who does pretty much the same thing. And then also two really good friends of mine, Jamie Banks, who loves to travel. She has a YouTube channel as well too. And then also my good friend I discovered with Dima. He does a lot of different travel vlogs as well too. I know he did videos in Mexico that he filmed last year and done some different things in Northwest Indiana. And all other travel vloggers I enjoy watching too on YouTube, where I get a lot of influence from, even the larger ones too. Like I really enjoy like Hey Nadine and also Drew Binsky, Yes Theory. Although Yes Theory doesn't always do travel videos or anything, it's more about seeking discomfort, which is really a really cool concept. Really enjoy all their different videos that they come out with, not just the travel ones they do. So those are really cool. And I'm trying to think of some other ones too. Also like Lexi Limitless, like she does a lot of great content. But yeah, many other great ones. And also Yellow Productions, my good friend Chris, who runs his channel, he does a lot of great travel videos. So I've gotten a lot of influence from all of them. I'm probably missing some, just can't think of it like on the top of my head, but yeah, a lot of great ones I enjoy watching on YouTube. They give me a lot of great inspiration. And also and even for my personal life too, like with a lot of not necessarily self-help or anything, but a good friend of mine too does going back in the video game streams. A good friend of mine, she goes by Madame Wario on YouTube. Her real name is Bethany, or she also goes by Bobo as well too. That's a nickname of hers too. She's a big influence on me as well too. She's one who consistently tells her audience, including me too, to pursue your dreams and never give up. And her sister Natalie too, is Madame Tostu on social media. She's a really good friend of mine too, and also a great influence as well too. So Adrian, thank you very much for your question. And then the last YouTube question comes from Marco Antonio Monroy Serna. Hey Scott, nice to see you, bro. Did you move to Houston? Do you have a plan to come to Mexico? So to answer the first question, no, I did not move to Houston, but I did upload a lot of videos from a road trip I did to South Texas, where I went to Victoria and Goliad, and then mostly to Houston, Texas. And I filmed a lot of videos down there, including some food videos. And yeah, I did not move to Houston. I was just down there for a couple weeks. I had an amazing time down there, enjoyed the nice weather before coming back to the cold weather of Michigan. Although thankfully spring is here, so we're finally starting to see some warmer weather here. But I don't ever see me moving to Houston, at least full time or anything. Although it'd be really cool to live down there during the winter months. Like maybe 2 or 3 months at a time. It would be really cool. Like basically kind of live like a digital nomad. So that would be something that'd be really cool to do. And the second question, do you have a plan to come to Mexico? So it's not in the cards right now. I don't have any plans to go to Mexico, but I would love to go to Mexico at some point, because I'd love to check out different cities in Mexico, such as Mexico City to Puebla, Guadalajara, Oaxaca, and also even go over to like the Yucatan Peninsula, check out like Playa del Carmen or to Merida. Lots of different places in Mexico that'd be really cool to visit. But yeah, thank you very much for your question, Marco. And that's all the YouTube related questions. So now it's time to shift over to Instagram. All right, so from Instagram, we got 11 questions. That's a record. From Austin Stitzel, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If not, feel free to let me know. But another longtime follower of mine. And all right, so I feel like this is be kind of a rapid fire a little bit for these questions. All right, first question: have you ever had Culver's? Absolutely, Culver's is a great is a great fast food restaurant. I try to always go to like local restaurants, especially for my videos. But of course, if I need to get something quick, if I'm on the move or something, especially if I'm on a road trip and I need to get something quick, sometimes I have to resort to eating fast food. So that, when it comes to fast food places, I do go to Culver's or Chick-fil-A or Whataburger if I'm in Texas. And of course, if I'm out in California, In-N-Out Burger. Oh yeah, gotta love In-N-Out Burger. But yeah, Culver's is really good too. I really enjoy their grilled chicken sandwiches, and I don't get them too often just because they're not good for you. But their Wisconsin cheese curds, they're really good. Second question: the next time when you visit Sedona, are you going to go to Jaybird's Chicken? No plans to go to Sedona anytime soon because I was just there in late 2020, but I might have to check it out on my next visit though. So thank you for this. Thank you for the suggestion. Third question: would you ever consider visiting Dubai? Absolutely, because I know Dubai is a very popular layover for many international destinations, especially if you fly Emirates. But yeah, I'd love to visit Dubai at some point because it's supposed to be a really cool city. Lots of impressive skyscrapers but yeah, I'd definitely love to check it out sometime. Fourth question: all-time favorite Detroit Red Wings player, and then Tigers player, Lions player. All right, so for the Red Wings, I have to go with the cliche of gotta love Steve Yzerman. He's such a great captain for the Detroit Red Wings, and now he's the general manager of the Red Wings. Because I know the Red Wings have been undergoing a rebuilding the past few years, and we're starting to see some progress with that, and hopefully the Red Wings can start winning some Stanley Cups pretty soon. And then for Tigers player, I don't know, I have to say Miguel Cabrera, who's a longtime Tiger. He's still playing for the Tigers right now, but yeah, definitely a really great player. Probably my favorite Tigers player. And then Lions player, although he's of course not playing anymore, but of course good old Barry Sanders, a classic Lions player, probably the best player who's ever played in the NFL who has never won a Super Bowl. And of course, more closer to my time, although Barry Sanders, of course, was playing for the Lions when I was a kid, but when I was a little older, of course, I enjoyed watching Calvin Johnson, aka the Megatron, as well. I'm surprised I didn't ask about the Pistons, but I'll answer that as a bonus unanswered question. Yeah, for the Pistons, and of course, I had to go back to the old days, of course, with Joe Dumars and that whole lineup, although I was only a very, very little kid. But of course, in the early 2000s, enjoyed watching Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, Richard Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, that whole lineup when the Pistons, I think, last won the NBA championship. Okay, fifth question: which pizza chain restaurant do you think has the best pizza? When it comes to, so I might be a little biased because I'm from Detroit, but local chain, Buddy's Pizza all the way. And then for a more national chain, I would have to go with Jet's Pizza. And of course, Jet's Pizza specializes in Detroit-style pizza. You see where I'm going here? All right, so sixth question: would you consider visiting Ashdown Forest in the UK one day? I've never heard of Ashdown Forest. I'll have to look that one up. Seventh question: which fast food place has the best fries? I'd have to go with Chick-fil-A. I really enjoy their waffle fries. They're always really tasty, whether I get it on the go or even I would go to the Chick-fil-A that's at the Detroit Metro Airport. But yeah, their waffle fries are really, really good. Okay, eighth question: what was your favorite place you visited in the Western U.S.? That's a very good question. It's kind of a hard one to answer just because there's a lot of cool things out in the West. So I've been to San Francisco, I've been to Utah, I've been to Arizona. I don't know, I really enjoyed Utah. Like, I love checking out Arches National Park. It's such an amazingly beautiful park. All these cool natural arches that are in the park. Even Canyonlands is really cool too. And then also even briefly went to Bryce National Park, or Bryce Canyon National Park. The amphitheater there is amazingly incredible. But also, I haven't been to Zion National Park yet, but I really would love to check it out sometime because it's really, really cool there. Okay, and the 9th question, what is your favorite animated show or movie that was released in the year you were born? Oh boy. I don't even know what was released in 1988. Because I was born in 1988, see, I would have to spend a long time looking that up, but because yeah, I can't say The Simpsons because that started in 1989, but if I was born a year later, I would say The Simpsons, but I could think of like shows that were out in 1988, because I know DuckTales was out in the late 80s, but I don't know if, I think it came out before I was born, like maybe in 86 or 87, so I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, I can always answer that question in the comments or something if you let me know what came out in 1988, because I might be able to answer it that way, but not really too sure. Question 10, are you planning on visiting Seattle sometime? No written plans, but I'm really considering going there this year though, so it's funny he asked me that now because I might be going there this year. And the last question, are you a Disney fan? If so, what are some of your favorite Disney franchises? Yes, I am. So yeah, I grew up watching a lot of different Disney movies. Probably my favorite animated Disney movie I would say is The Lion King, and of course also like all the Pixar movies. Like love the Toy Story movies, although I still need to see Toy Story 4. Of course, I really enjoy Monsters Incorporated, A Bug's Life. Some of the other ones I've seen, of course, I've seen Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. I've seen The Incredibles. I haven't seen a lot of the newer ones though. So I think they even came out with a new one called Turning Red, which I heard is really, really good. Just came out, I think, this past month. And of course, and technically because Disney owns it now, The Simpsons is probably my favorite franchise that Disney owns because I love The Simpsons. Although the early seasons, I think majority of the Simpsons fans all say the early seasons are the best, and I kind of agree with them. And of course, Star Wars. You can't forget good old Star Wars. So, thank you very much for all those questions. That took me a lot longer than I thought. Okay, and then the last question, which is from Instagram, comes from Alyssa Murray, another longtime follower of mine. Her question is, when is the last time you have been to an amusement park? It's been a long time since I've been to one. It was back in 2002. I was getting out of the 8th grade. We had our middle school field trip to Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. And so I was like, how old was I back then? It was 2002. So I think it was around my 14th birthday, and that was a really fun trip. Really enjoyed going to Cedar Point, but I haven't been back not only to there but to any amusement park since I was 12 years old. So it's been a long time. But yeah, thank you, Alyssa, for your question. And now we head over to Facebook so 3 more questions, and they come from Amanda Kephart. So her first question is, what are your favorite winter destinations? It's really hard to say just because I'm not a big fan of winter. If you've watched any of my driving videos from Houston, you might have mentioned, or I may have mentioned a few times about how I'm avoiding the Michigan winter, although I end up coming back to it. But it's like I have a hard time being in winter, for living in winter, but visiting it's not as bad because yeah, the snow does look pretty, I have to say. But yeah, I'd say my favorite would have to be Banff National Park up in Alberta. Although I went there with my cousin Lauren back in 2017. It was in early October, it was during the Canadian Thanksgiving. But yeah, it's a very popular winter destination. And funny enough, when she and I went to the Icefields Parkway one morning and we went to do like a little hiking trail, it was covered in snow because it just snowed on the Icefields Parkway early that morning. So that looked really cool, like getting to see Palo Lake and the whole scene there covered in snow, and then of course the lake was not frozen yet, so it was really cool to see a bunch of snow and then the lake unfrozen. So that was incredible. And second question is, what place or places would you like to revisit and why? Well, partially answered that question already. It's like one of them is definitely England, and that's where I'm going next month, real time. So that's just because I really enjoyed my time there in 2015 and want to go back to film not only new videos but update old ones too. And when it comes to other areas, always fancy a trip to Colorado to do go back to do some more videos there. And of course, anywhere in Texas, I really want to get back down to Austin again. And then of course here in Michigan, I need to get back up to the Traverse City area to film more videos there. Also need to do some more stuff in Grand Rapids. I know one of my followers is wanting to do like a meetup in the either the Grand Rapids area or one of the towns I think that's not far away from there. And of course, there's always future videos in Frankenmuth too. You can't forget good old Frankenmuth. And then as for international destinations, I would love to get back over to Slovenia sometime. A beautiful country. I've only been to it for a couple days and want to explore more of it and for more time than just 2 days. Because 2 days is not long enough. And Amanda's last question is, what's your most popular video? I'm not exactly sure on the top of my head, but I know some of my videos have gotten really, really popular with many views. A lot of my older videos, although they weren't as good as they are now, but I know my 2015 video I did of Frankenmuth, as I've done different Frankenmuth videos, the one I did in 2015 has a lot of views, I would say. Actually, I can do this little search really fast. Let me search Frankenmuth, Michigan. And alright, but yeah, not finding my stuff yet. Oh, here it is. So that one has like over 48,000 views. And then I think there was even a video I did in Port Huron like over a decade ago. That's another one I need to redo. That was 19,000. So I'm thinking my Frankenmuth video from 2015 is probably my most viewed video. And of course, why not? Because Frankenmuth is such an awesome place here in Michigan. So, Amanda, thank you very much for your question. And I just realized, look at the camera now, I've probably been filming this for over 35 minutes. So this is going to be a long Q&A video, but thank you guys for all your great questions. This was a lot of fun. I need to do more of these Q&A videos at some point. Maybe the next one could be like a live one or something. But yeah, I should probably get ready to sign off this video because this is getting really, really long, and I'm filming this in the evening. I need to get to bed soon because I have a day job and I got to get up early tomorrow. But thank you again, everyone, for your great questions, and thank you again for all your great support over the years. It's great to see some questions from longtime viewers, longtime followers, subscribers, even some people I know personally too in real life, which is really cool. So thank you again for all your support. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join you for the adventure, and be sure to click that notification bell so that you know when a new video goes live. Well, thanks for watching, and this is Scott of the Scott Man signing out here from my office.